Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to LA Noire. So we have this suspicious car to investigate, and as we level up, more hidden cars unlock for me to probably get into. So instead of actual barriers, the music tells us when you're on a crime scene. And then we'll get
Phelps,
more music
traffic.
to tell us when we're near something to look at.
Abandoned car, probably stolen. The solid citizen is Nate Wilkie. He called it in.
What gives with the corner?
There's blood all over the interior. Someone's copped a full Broderick, but no stiff as yet.
We have an owner for the car?
A lot
Car is
of
registered to
sayings
an
here that
Adrian
won't make a
Black,
lot of
just
sense
north
to
of
a
Bunker
lot
Hill.
of people.
All right. We'll take a look around.
I'll keep Mr. Wilkie talking, but don't make him wait too long. He's the restless type.
So, spin intuition to detect clues. Detected clues will be marked on the map, making them easier to find.
I better get back to work, sir. Always the same two of you fight. How about
So, do you really need to detect clues when they are marked? Now, there's something here, but I've got to angle it just right.
Stenzel glasses. Home repaired by the look of it.
So is that expensive glasses, or is that inexpensive glasses? How would I know without a huge amount of knowledge?
Happier times, I guess.
That is a creepy looking smile on that lady. And you can't take the picture out to look at it. And so
32 years old, married. Sounds like an average guy. What was he doing out here?
interesting, it has his fingerprint on it. So fingerprints are a thing, and yet I don't wear any gloves or anything like that to pick up items. Now, this isn't gonna make too much sense to people who haven't seen the TV series, but there's a series about Hannibal Lecter that came on TV called Hannibal. And it would play music that sounds
Brand name might give us something to go on.
very, very similar to the music that's playing right now. And since I really, really like that series, then it's kind of making me wish there was a that's the game I was playing right now. Something where I could be investigating a notorious killer cannibal of Hannibal Lecter.
Victim looks to have lost a lot of blood.
I mean, you wouldn't be too far from this. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if I found out that there actually was somebody who worked on this game did work on that TV series after it. And there is a bit of a connection there either, because Kojima's next game is going to involve mocapping Mads Mikkelsen, who was the actor which is a really interesting name. He was the actor who played Hannibal in that TV series.
Optimistical.
So the game is telling me that that's probably not a clue. So we've got a pipe. We've got the wallet. And it feels like there's probably not anything else. I really do appreciate being able to kick things and knock things around. I know it doesn't work for all games, but it's nice. Let's talk to the coroner.
Doc. Detective Phelps. What have we got?
A lot of blood for a blunt force injury. Victim must be in a very bad way.
Any sign of the guy?
Not unless he's in the trunk of the car.
Over here, Phelps. Trunk is unlocked. Better take a look at it.
So let's see. We've got a car jack,
Not everything here is going to be relevant.
which seems pretty obvious. That would make sense. There's a bunch of hay in the back of his car.
Mr. F. Morgan picked up a live pig yesterday?
So it seems like he probably killed the pig and used the blood to ditch the car and fake his death.
I have another 5 cases to get to this morning, Detective.
So like the thing here is this is way too much blood. This is not what you could get by shooting, stabbing, or killing somebody with blunt force. So I think we may be ready to look. We've got a handful of clues, which you need the clues, but it also increases the odds of you being wrong, because each one of those is going to be confirmation. We have this guy who we can ask several questions to, and then Adrian Black, who we think is the person that may have been killed, and then Mrs. Black, who is, it's kind of wrong to name the 2 white people in this Black, honestly. Like, I think they could have done something better. And we don't know anything about F. Morgan. And like I know this is a racist time, but that doesn't mean the writers have to pick names. So we could go to the freight depot or the black residence. It just gets worse and worse. It's like the absolute worst name. So I don't think there's any more evidence, so I'm going to save my intuition points and talk
Sir, I'm Detective Phelps.
to this guy.
Name's Nate Wilkie.
You found the vehicle?
Sure. Saw it just sitting there. Strange place to be parking your car. Figured I'd better take a look. And then I saw all the blood. So I called the police.
Now, if he was trying to make it look like he, if he was trying to make it look like he died in a car crash, why not put the car on the train track? So, what was your purpose on scene? That's a
Mind if I ask
Jesus.
what you were doing out here?
Well, I work for the railway. I was on my way out to the switch and reckoned I'd take a shortcut.
So there's really no reason to doubt that.
Did you see anybody else in the yard? Maybe somebody hanging around the car?
Nope. I hadn't seen a soul all day till you boys turned up.
And so we want to ask all the questions, and we want to get them all right, and we want to do as much as possible. And he's not going to really make too much of a face. He looks a little guilty right now, but
How long you gonna keep me here, sir?
that's not very helpful right now.
Do you know Adrian Black, Mr. Wilkie?
No, sir. That ain't a name I'm familiar with.
And so we can look him in his eyes and probably say that's true.
You ever seen the car before?
Funny enough, I did. A couple of nights ago, it was over there in the parking lot. I know most of the cars are parked here regularly, so it kind of stood out.
And let's ask him about the contents of the wall.
Wallet by the car. Was there anything in it when you arrived?
You accusing me of something, mister?
Let's see. The thing here is, can I prove that he went through the world and took some money. Let's just doubt.
Do you want the patrolman to hold you down while we turn out your pockets, Mr. Wilkie?
We didn't have any
Maybe I
evidence to
checked
prove.
inside that wallet. Not that I was gonna steal anything. Maybe I took a look. But there weren't no money in there. Not even change.
And then let's just ask him about this. And what's the funny thing here is he probably doesn't have any information at all.
We found a steel pipe with blood
But
on
isn't
it.
that true for most
You know anything
witnesses?
about it, Mr. Wilkie?
They're not going to know anything
No,
about it.
I went straight for the law when I saw the car was full of blood.
And let's believe him.
When you saw the blood, was it wet, bright red, or darker like it is now?
Darker, I'd say. Looked dry already.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Wilkie. We'll contact your employer if we need anything more from you.
If you have to, I guess. I can't really spend no more time over this.
So I
Somebody's
level
got
up
to inform
again.
the wife, Phelps. You're done here. We'll head over there now.
So 4 of 4 questions. And maybe we got all the evidence and maybe we didn't. Like, there might be a clue. Hold Y next to a vehicle to make your partner drive. That's what I needed, was that prompt to show up again. And let's do this.
You know the way. You can drive.
And where exactly are we going?
Set the black residence as the go. And then they make us watch the animation of me walking around the car. Yeah, I don't know if you could really write for a Dragnet style game. It would have to be something episodic or like a online game that every month came out with a few more missions. Something like the Hitman, most recent
Let's go
Hitman
introduce
series.
ourselves. You talk to her, Phelps. I'm no good at this shoulder to cry on stuff.
So I am kind of able to walk around. And let's pick this up.
Seems irrelevant.
I've got some pruners on the ground.
Where you going, Phelps? This is the place.
I'm going over here because I remember this.
No use leaving the thing half finished.
So, this is a pipe for gas. And and a puzzle all in one. That seems really odd. And why there would be so many different diversions right here at the box doesn't make the most sense. And let's
So
see.
the pipe missing from Mr. Black's heater is the same one that killed him. Huh. Seems like the assailant is a little closer to home.
So we found out some more evidence. Can't just peer through the windows. Technically, I think it's legal for police to peer through a window. You have really no expectation of privacy. However, they might get some evidence thrown out for walking in a locked backyard over maybe an open backyard. So if there had been a fence to enter this section, that might have gotten thrown out in a modern court case. I'm mostly speculating here. I'm not a lawyer, but my point here is that walking around and looking at a house isn't probably something that you would expect. Now here we have a fire clean out. If you came in there and it's kind of a shame I can't search that and see if maybe something was burnt recently. And see, there's clearly a packet of cigarettes or something right here, but it's not even making noise. And I could use left bump to use my intuition to search for clues. And I'm not sure I need to do that. Honestly. I think we've found all the clues.
Just a minute.
LAPD, Mrs. Black. May we come in? We have some bad news, and we'd rather discuss this in private.
I'm Margaret Black. We can discuss this in the living room. Please come in.
These faces look so weird. What's so funny is they're so proud of this. Now,
We're gonna have a look around, then we'll talk.
Alien as Fontaine provides help to troubled vets. What does it say? See the story behind the headline?
Lie down, make yourself comfortable.
So this is weird
You're a friend of Courtney's.
because
Yes.
this is backstory for something completely unrelated.
He seems very concerned about you.
I have these visions. These blinding visions. I can't get them out of my head. My skull, it feels like it's in a
I'm
vice.
going to give you something to calm your nerves.
What is that, morphine?
I want to take you on a journey back. I want you to remember the good things about your past. Occasions that made you laugh. Times that made you smile.
And so there's nothing too nefarious about that right now, but later on, in a weird way, and that's one of 13 newspapers, we're going to run into more and more of those and see the story that doesn't really connect too well at all. It's a poor way to tell a story. They have multiple parallel stories that don't really matter. So 82 something. I have my hand over the exact amount. 8250. 850 down. So did he just buy this?
This was only recently installed, not 2 days ago.
So the water heater was just recently installed 2 days ago. A pig was found 2 days ago, was purchased a couple days ago. What was the thing that we found? We have an iron that looks perfectly fine.
This isn't what we're looking
Oxydol, which is some kind of cleaning agent, bleach or something. Tiny little room. The architecture in a house like this is gonna be weird.
Cavanaugh's. So who brought this home?
Maybe Adrian.
was a patron. R&I should have an address.
I have to applaud this game. Contact R&I by how? Let's see. Find a phone to call in the address. So we're just gonna use their phone. Train
ticket
ticket.
to Seattle and a suitcase gone missing. Someone couldn't wait to get out of this house.
Most of the time you just pick up things, even if you can spin left and right.
This must be Adrian's. Stencil. So the glasses are a match.
If we look over here at this, we have a confirmation here. Love sick and lonely without you. Hurry back.
My Adrian. This thing gets more and more interesting.
So Adrian is, or at least at one time was having a fling with Nicole. I won't say directly an affair because that might just be that he kept the picture because he liked it and didn't want to irritate his wife.
Separate bedrooms, separate pictures. What gives here?
Now that certainly is something different. A marriage of convenience. A visa situation. Maybe they're brother and sister. Like separate single beds, and that's certainly right. Let's use the telephone and call
Operator, give me dispatch.
R&I, Research and Investigation.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
That's his badge number. 4 numbers.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Kavanaugh's bar.
Certainly, Detective. One moment. Kavanaugh's Bar, corner of Aliso and Hewitt, south side of Union Station.
Thanks.
So we can now investigate the bar. And we could use intuition points, but honestly, I don't care to play the game that well. I think
harder man than me to connect that.
I think at the end of the day, if you want to have the perfect experience, you might as well just use a walkthrough. And if you're gonna do that, then you're gonna probably take away any special instance or special like ownership of your gameplay. So it'd be funny if you picked this up and it broke. See, all of these could very possibly be pre-made assets. Just, we've seen it in many, many games where you pick up a collectible and spin it around and look at it. And the reason it's done is because it makes the game feel larger than it actually is. So, it would be really ridiculous to leave.
Your husband drives a blue Lincoln, Mrs. Black?
That's correct.
The car has been found abandoned, and I'm afraid there are signs of foul play.
Maybe.
I knew something was wrong when he didn't come home.
Maybe porcine
I believe
play.
Your husband may be injured. We found a pipe on the scene with blood on it.
Oh no! My poor Adrian!
Do you think you could answer some questions now, Mrs. Black?
Of course. However I can help.
First question, what is your relationship? Let's start. Let's ask about the slaughterhouse, or let's just ask if she knows where he is. Let's just go down the line.
We found a receipt in the trunk of your husband's car for a live pig. This receipt was made out to an F. Morgan.
A pig? Adrian runs a tool business. That would be Frank Morgan. God knows what he's up to.
So I am probably gonna believe her. Plus I have no evidence to doubt her. But she did look away. So let's doubt.
The situation doesn't look good, Margaret. You need to tell me what you know.
There's no need to be so aggressive. I'm also a victim.
I got that wrong. And so you can't go back. So you gotta take ownership. I wasn't gonna get them all right. I knew I wasn't. Let's see. Let's ask about this.
Your husband frequents Kavanaugh's bar?
How did you know that? Adrian practically lives there after work.
So she says, I'm gonna say true.
So Adrian spends a lot of time there.
Up until recently, he's been away in Seattle a lot on business.
Let's ask about the glasses case.
Was your husband wearing his glasses when he left here yesterday?
Yes, he just bought a new pair.
That's a lie.
That's a lie, Margaret. You know exactly what pair he was wearing because you were there.
You're being flat out ridiculous now. Why don't you show me some proof of where I was supposed to be?
The glasses.
If I was there, at least I'd know what happened to him. But I don't, detective. And you might not care. But that is the most terrible feeling.
So I got that wrong too. But I was right. And this is one of the things that's frustrating about making a game like this, is you have to be very clear, black and white, what the right and the wrong is for your actions. I was totally right. She said he got a new pair. We could...
Oh, is that all? I would hope you're taking this case more seriously, detective.
I was trying to get to this point. He just bought a new pair. It says on our evidence specifically that the glasses, Stenzel glasses, broken and repaired, found near the abandoned warehouse, abandoned vehicle. Let's see.
I think you should come clean with us, Mrs. Black. Your husband is missing, and after our search, I'm willing to call the circumstances suspicious. Can you account for your movements last night?
You're not accusing me, are you? What an awful thing to say. I was here all night, of course, waiting for Adrian to come home.
So we're looking and we're doubting. Let's use an intuition, I guess.
The evidence is stacking up, Mrs. Black. It all places you at the rail yard last night.
I've already told you I was here all night alone. Your stack of evidence doesn't change a thing.
See, and I'm getting this wrong too, and at this point I'm just gonna fail.
Did your husband tell you where he was going last night?
All he said was he was gonna meet Frank for a drink.
Let's see. Let's just believe her.
So nothing out of the usual then?
Well, he came home early from work. He never comes home early. And he went out early, too. He normally never leaves for the bar till about 7.
So we've gotten 2 right and 3 wrong. And this is not going well for us at all. Yeah. The problem with this game is the facial animations. Somebody who is really good at reading people's faces and telling if people are liars will probably do relatively well in this game, unless the game is just totally broken, which I am willing to entertain the argument that maybe it is totally broken, and so nobody does that well in this game.
Please hurry! My husband might be injured.
Tell us about the photo of Adrian in the bedroom.
I would prefer more.
It's from his most recent business trip to Seattle.
Let's see. Lie.
There's plenty to tell. You just won't tell it. You're lying about the photograph, Mrs. Black.
You're incredibly rude and insensitive. But I guess you know that. I've told you what I know about the picture.
And so then let's come down to the concealed messages. And see, it seems like for the 10 pieces of evidence, at some point we might have an entire page, maybe even 2 pages of evidence.
What about Nicole, Mrs. Black? Was your husband going to leave you for her?
I've seen the photo frame. He thinks I'm stupid. But women sense these things. I don't know if he intended to leave me or if it was just a fling. God only knows. I only want to know that he's safe.
We'll keep you informed, Mrs. Black.
Please do, Detective.
So we rank up, we get 10 experience. We didn't do a great job there. But that doesn't mean we're going to immediately fail also. See, I can't check their mailbox, which is probably something I would like to do. Probably illegal. We'll set that as, we'll set Kavanaugh's bar as the destination, and we'll move forward.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes. You can drive.
And see, I had to hold down Y and animate it a second time. And if you don't drive, you won't do the side
Black
missions.
don't seem to have the happiest home life.
He's too scared to divorce her, and she's too much of a shrinking violet to throw him out. If this hadn't happened, they could have stayed miserable together forever.
And see, it didn't just jump.
She sure as hell doesn't seem the type. But stranger things have happened.
It doesn't jump until the conversation's done. Which is cool. I guess that works.
Hey, I know you.
No, you don't.
You want a tip? Refill my coffee fast.
Looking for someone?
And so we can talk to the bartender. I suppose that's the only thing we can actually do. Can't interact with the jukebox.
Decide between the tuna fish and the chicken.
Let's just talk to this guy.
You know Frank Morgan?
Sure. Frank's your regular. He's a loner in the back.
So we can go talk to Frank Morgan. Lots of people smoking.
I'm going up to the lakes to watch the races.
Frank Morgan?
Who's asking?
Is this the guy I'm supposed to be talking to, or this guy?
Something funny about that.
There's really no directionality in this audio.
Cole Phelps,
I'm wearing
LAPD.
headphones,
I
but
understand you're a friend of Adrian Black.
it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I know.
Are you aware that he's missing?
No, I hadn't heard that. Tough break.
Let's ask his link to the abandoned vehicle, I guess.
We found Black's car abandoned in a freight depot, covered in blood. You know anything about that, Morgan?
Hell no. I'm sorry to hear that. I like Adrian. He's a good boss.
Please, don't tell me you actually believe this jerk-off, Phelps.
No, of course not. But what's funny here is we can prove he's lying, so
You're
let's
lying,
do this.
Morgan. You were there.
And you're talking out your ass, detective. How about you prove I was out at that rail yard?
See, they always challenge, like, show me the evidence, show me the evidence. Like,
You were there, Morgan. We found a receipt in the trunk of the car. It has your name on it. We can call the slaughter yard and nail you.
All right already. That fool Adrian's fallen for some dame in Seattle. He wanted me to make it look like he'd been attacked.
So where is he?
Where exactly is Black holed up?
No idea. I think he took off for Seattle.
I doubt that.
I'm tired of your shtick, Morgan. Spill it, or we take you out in the alley and we knock it out of you.
He's holed up at my place. He's waiting for some money to come through before he blows town.
An address?
It's an apartment house at the corner of Temple and Figueroa. Apartment number 2.
I think that's all. Thanks for your help, Morgan. We appreciate it.
Hey, I'm just glad I could help. I love cops.
Cuff him, let him go. It's up to you, Phelps. There's no way I'm writing this idiot up.
I just don't know how to
Press A to arrest the suspect or let him off by leaving the bar. He's conspiracy.
You're getting nothing more from me.
I have really no reason to arrest him. Conspiracy to commit
Well, if it's all the same to you,
fraud.
I'll go back to my drink.
I'll just leave him alone. In all honesty, we want to encourage cooperation with the police. So I see no real reason to arrest him over helping out a friend conspire to fake their death. But that is one of the problems with this game and games like this and stories like this in general, movies and such, is compared to the original Dragnet.
You need to go over the case notes.
The police were always the pinnacles of virtue and doing the right thing.
Message from Technical Services. Blood found in the abandoned Lincoln at the PE Freight Depot is not human. Repeat, not human. Compositional analysis reveals swine as the most likely match.
Roger, KGPL. Time to reel this guy in, Phelps.
So we kind of already knew that. Like, the idea of a Dragnet sergeant, the main characters, threatening to beat up a guy in the back alley if he didn't cooperate, is very distasteful to me. And I would like to play a pure good cop without all the other cops around me also being corrupt and then trying to get me to be corrupt. I don't need a moral system when playing a cop. I want to be the good guy. Like, this is one of those rare instances where I definitely want to be the good guy and try to solve the cases and try to do as much good detective work as possible. And you almost get it in this story. It's never too bad. In a lot of ways where you hold back and don't shoot people, except for in the instances where you totally shoot people, which is always off-putting.
LAPD detectives, Mr. Black. You're under arrest.
Look, I'm really sorry about this. I never tried to hurt anyone. I just needed to get away from LA. I won't put up a struggle. Just let me get my things.
I knew it! Phelps, go after him. I'll try and head him off in the car. Remember, the gun is the last resort.
Gun is last resort, of course.
No point running, Adrian.
This guy's not very fit looking anyways.
Mr. Black, get back here right now.
Press right trigger to slide.
It's over, Adrian.
Why not just come clean with her, Black? Why the melodrama?
I thought it would be easier.
No, it just got a whole lot harder. Adrian Black, you're under arrest for conspiracy and fraud. We'll see what the DA has to say about wasting police resources on a wild goose chase like this.
You're gonna lose your wife, lose your job, and probably end up in the big house. I hope she was worth it, Adrian.
So, yeah, conspiracy and fraud. I could have arrested the other guy too.
That turned out to be quite some case, huh? Adrian, what an idiot. You got an arrest and a clearance in your first case, and in fine style too. Well done, detective.
I
Efficient
kinda bungled
investigation
it.
technique, good public presence. You keep that up and you learn from Bukowski here, You could go a long way.
He probably said good public presence because I didn't arrest the other guy, though. So that there is a level here that arguably could be taught to real police officers about not turning the public against them, against the entire police system. So the driver's seat is our first real case. We found 13 and 14 clues, so we did a decent job, but we missed one somewhere. Who knows where? And we got 9 out of 12 questions right. So you might want to go back and play this and get perfect and try to get all the achievements, but in all honesty, I couldn't imagine anybody doing that. Even having played this game once before, replaying it is a little bit odd. And I played it 6 years ago. But it's such a story-based thing. I really do think if this was like the recent Hitman game, where every month there was a new case that came out. And they kind of felt like they were going to do that in DLC with this game, but they only put out a couple pieces of DLC and then they stopped. And now we may get a flashback to the war and we move on to the next case. And so if you were to select a level from the main menu, which, by the way, we haven't gone back to and we probably won't, this is where you would start again. And so if I wanted to redo the level I just did, I would have to go through the entire hour plus worth of play.
Abandoned in an empty lot off 2nd Street between Olive and Grand. PR is when Oswald Jacobs says the vehicle was dumped in his backyard. There's a patrolman on site. Get down there and see what you can turn up. Any questions? Good. Get going.
So, a new case, which means
better go earn our pathetic wages.
All the clues are gone, and we start with just an abandoned vehicle again, which seems kind of redundant.
Rimsky, O'Halloran. Intelligence has information on a stolen car
And
racket.
it's
An abandoned vehicle.
rather irritating
Catch all the good ones, huh, Phelps?
to have to walk
Sounds like there's more to it than that. Nobody
downstairs.
dumps a shiny new Packard unless they borrowed it without asking.
You don't say. You're on fire today, Einstein.
Very funny.
Come on, my intense protege. Let's go save the world.
And can we come out this way? Nope. We can go into interview room 1, but there's nothing here to find. It's possible that we can find some other newspapers.
Making the car in the end.
And out to the first, through the door, and we're right back here. And see if we just wanted a different car. We just have to stand next to a different car. We've already got the location set as the destination, Jacob's backyard. And I just won't get any of the side quests done. So, for instance, let's just play around. Now, in the story, they specifically told them to have 3 suits, and 2 suits actually, and I have 3. So statistics-wise, story cases complete, we've done 5 of 21, but the cases are definitely going to get longer. We've done 1 of the street crimes. It would probably be the easiest thing to either try to do all the street crimes right now. It's not really like you level up. You don't get faster running or better guns or anything. So if you can finish any of them now as easily as you could probably finish them at the end of the game, or we could just ignore them. Also, in the same way, you could drive around trying to find the 30 landmarks and the 50 film reels and the 95 vehicle types and the newspapers, the 12 newspapers specifically, probably you can't get. Oddly, it seems like they overweight the story completion because it says I'm 14.5% complete with the game, and if each one of those numbers equaled 1% or a percentage of 100%, then I should be a lot lower. My current rank is 4 of 20, which I guess means after I get to level 20, there's nothing more you can do. Total clues have been found. 24 time spent inspecting, 11 minutes. Notebook questions asked, successful accusations, failed attempts. All of those notebook things are going to make it, are going to add up and get larger and larger. Some really crazy things like what's your max speed, your full throttle time, your highest vehicle jump, longest jump, time spent driving. I'm not going to try to do any of it. Vehicles destroyed, suspect vehicles rolled, suspect vehicles disabled, wingman's shot on target, brawling. We've done 30 blows. Like all of that extra stuff, brawling, gunfighting, driving, finding collectibles. All of that could have been thrown out completely. And it must have been in the design from day one. It must have been negotiated by Rockstar to its parent company, who was probably funding it, Take-Two or 2K probably at the time, that it was going to be this open world thing. Because if that wasn't the case, they could have gotten the game out in 4 years just doing the story stuff and left out all the map stuff. So what is this? Wilshire Police Station, which I guess if you wanted to go to a different police station, you could do that. Why you would want to do that? Central Police Station. Hidden vehicle here. Hidden vehicle here. So I could probably get all of that done easier. Interesting. So maybe when we're done and got to level 20, we'll take a break and drive around. I don't know, though. Getting away from the story is just going to make it more difficult to actually do the story. And there's some weirdness, certainly. And if I hit restart, that's going to restart the entire level. It's not just going to take me back to checkpoints, which this game desperately needs some checkpoints. Come to think of it, like, if I could have checkpointed the beginning of the interview with the lady, I would have totally gone back and tried to get it 100%. But it's just not something you can do. Instead, you would have to literally have a walkthrough in front of you, and it would be such a boring experience there. Arguably, this is a boring experience anyways, because you're just kind of talking most of the time. Walking around looking at things and talking. Anyways, we've gone another 45 minutes or so. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.